Gould from the Gold Coast Bulletin. Dean, good morning to you.
How are you, Karl?
All right, lots of anger this morning. I've got about 3,000 emails that have been sent in. Keep those coming in today at 9.com.au. More anger with the banks, with the ANZ announcing that it has lifted rates by 39 basis points. It's got a sweetener in there if you want to change banks, but really it's sugarcoating what is a bitter pill for many people to swallow today, creating a lot of trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, it's gone beyond the pale now. Banks have lost their right to operate in a free market. Deregulation has not worked for ordinary Australians. We've had 20 years of it. It's not worked. If we've got a super profits tax on mining, let's get a super profits tax on banks. That's the only way we're going to redistribute some of the wealth they're gouging from ordinary Australians. They're not good for the economy. It's pure greed. These people announced a multi-billion-dollar profit. That's profit, not revenue. Multi-billion-dollar profit only weeks ago, and now they want to gouge more out of it. It's not on.
Okay, now economists, also media commentators, even the government says that our banks have got to be in a strong financial position. You kind of get that, but it's going above and beyond the Reserve Bank's recommendations, certainly what the Reserve Bank's official rates are, that really riles people.
Yeah, and it's a pure greed mentality. The international cost of money is nowhere near what it is in Australia, so their arguments don't stack up.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about a big story in Queensland, obviously, this morning, but also around Australia, and it's even making news in the States, as it should. The so-called honeymoon killer, Gabe Watson, who has just been released from Barallan Jail this morning, and we saw that vision this morning in Georgie's News. He wants to go home, but we're paying to keep him here, and the Australian government is seeking an assurance from the US that Watson will not face the death penalty if tried and convicted in Alabama before they deport him. Your take?
Yeah, look, this has been going on for a long time, and you'd think they'd have it sorted before the guy was released. Apparently, the Attorney General at Alabama reckons he's got the assurances, he's given the assurances, so somewhere in some bureaucratic basket in Australia that assurance is lying and no one's bothered to pass it on. So it shouldn't be an issue, but you have to wonder whether it's our responsibility. Once he goes back to his home state, his home country, it's their laws, not ours. Talk to Chappelle Corby or the Bali Nine about that.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's just an absolute schmozzle. Finally, they're calling our Prime Minister Julie Von Trapp, which is quite amusing. This is Julia Gillard. She's made her mark at the G20 summit in Seoul. She's depicted here as an Austrian on display for all the leaders. A mistake or improvement, Dino?
Look, it's probably the most talked about she's been since she's been on this trip, so I think any publicity is good publicity for the moment for the Prime Minister who keeps going missing.
Very cool, mate. Now, thank you very much for that. Just one final word from you.
Yeah, look, a big hello to my sister Kelly. She's recovering from an operation in Wagga, and to little Ben and Renee and Simon. Hope you're well.
Good on you, mate. Thanks very much for that, Dino, and Kel, get better soon, and our regards to everyone in beautiful Wagga this morning.
Okay, well, up next, Jamie Oliver. He reckons we're all fat, but he also reckons he's got the answer. That's next, right here on